Do you have what it takes to become a virtual assistant? My answer is yes. Yes, anybody can learn to be a virtual assistant. It is a great career option for people who are self-motivated, who are ready to be their own business owners. But in this video, we're going to talk about some of the key skills that I think you need in order to be a great and successful VA. Number one, I want to talk about communication. When you work remotely, over communication and clear communication is so important. And that's because our clients don't necessarily see us ever. They don't see us working. So if they give us a task or send us an email or a project to start working on, unless we respond to them, they're not going to know if we've even seen their request. For all they know, we could be out gallivanting around the globe. Unless we tell them that, like, we received the task, we got it, we're working on it, they're not going to feel very confident in your ability to be a great VA unless you are over communicating. Beyond that, the ability to respond to emails or text messages in a timely manner and keep them organized. The ability to pull out task requests from sometimes very convoluted and confusing emails is important. The ability to respond to phone calls, to provide customer support, to schedule meetings, to ask questions if questions are needed, being able to communicate clearly or to even write emails that are simple, bolded, bullet points, just ways that you can speak to your client that make it very clear. These are all super important tasks. So if you're a great communicator who takes pride in some of that fast turnaround and good, open, specific communication, virtual assistants might be for you. Number two, you need to be organized. Organizing your clients' schedules and calendars and travel, or ordering supplies for their offices. Organization is paramount, especially true when you have multiple clients, because throughout your career, organizing for one client is easy. Staying organized between two clients is simple, but staying organized and keeping projects, not only projects organized, but in your mind about what's due when, keeping those deadlines in your mind, meeting deadlines, exceeding expectations. When you have 10 clients, when you have 18 clients, when you're assisting with companies, all of a sudden, it's not so simple because you have so many balls to juggle up in the air that even dropping one can have a detrimental effect to your clients. So you've got to be organized, not only in your personal life, but in your professional life. So if you're someone who takes pride in digital organization, you know where every file is that you've ever filed away. You keep your taxes for 7 years like you're supposed to. I totally don't. But if you are an organized, hyper-organized person, virtual assistants might be the job for you. Number three, accounting. And I say this one with a sigh because I don't like accounting. I don't like it. Having said that, I have grown to love my own bookkeeping because it's a necessity. As a VA, you are a business owner. And if you do not love taking care of your expenses, your income, tracking your billing, doing data entry for yourself, scanning receipts, making sure your taxes are paid on time, these things are an essential part of running any business. So if you are disorganized, organization, or maybe haven't looked at your bank account in like 2 years, you've got to embrace that bookkeeping and accounting is just part of your everyday life as a VA because you are a business owner, babe. You're not just an assistant, you're a business owner. And part of that means taking care of your expenses. Now, having said that, I also have an accountant, so it is not atypical for our own business. It's not atypical as a business owner to track your income and expenses, but to also send it to an accountant so that they can find things like deductions that maybe you're not aware of. So just a little something to keep in mind. Accounting needs to, even if it's not your great love, it's something that you need to be prepared to handle. Skill number four. Are we on number four? I've lost count. Another skill is writing and copywriting, or copy editing. So having strong written skills is also a really important part of the job. I've already mentioned that a little bit when I talked about communication, having strong writing skills so that you can communicate well with your clients and communicate with third parties. Because certainly if you're making arrangements on your client's behalf with somebody else, like you've got to make sure that you're communicating clearly and that you're a concise writer. But also writing copywriting, a lot of clients nowadays will ask you to do things like content research. They'll have you research things and send back a report. They will ask you to proofread written materials. They will ask you to proofread or make edits to PowerPoints that they've created. They will ask you to transcribe documents. They might ask you to prepare reports like letterheads or PowerPoint decks. So having some skills in writing and copywriting, copy editing, just making sure that you're the person who will notice grammatical errors, catch spelling errors. That's a very strong skill set that one must have as well. Unfortunately, if that's not you per se, we have a lot of tools nowadays. Thank goodness for online tools. There are tools like Grammarly. There are tools that proofread some of the grammatics for you. There are smart AI tools like Copy AI that will go through and make sure that your client is doing the best kind of writing they can too. So I, as a VA, use AI and smart tools all the time to make me a better VA, but just something to keep in mind. Number 5 is marketing. I hate the word marketing. It makes me feel like a used car salesman, but it is a fact of life. When you are your own business owner, you have to do some sort of marketing, and that can look like a lot of different things for you. That can be a presence on social media. That can be an online presence, maybe through a website that you've created. It can be reaching out to other freelancers, other VAs, other potential clients that you find on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. All of those kind of organic conversations that happen online are a form of marketing, especially if you're meeting people online who you hope to work for or hope to pitch your services to. Or maybe it's email marketing, maybe you have an email newsletter. But just to let you know that marketing is an important part of your business because you will at some point need to scale and grow so that you can make more income. And the last tip, number 6, I'm going to say the last skill that you really need to embrace to be a great virtual assistant is creativity. And this is something that you don't really see online on a lot of lists, but I think creativity, there's a lot of room for creativity as a virtual assistant because most clients will not micromanage you. Most clients will give you a to-do or make a request and then leave it to you to get it done how you see fit. So the thing that I love most about virtual assistants is that I get to be my most creative self. I get to be a problem solver on my client's behalf. I get to find ways to make their own organizations and own businesses more efficient. I get to find ways to make their travel better. I get to put together puzzle pieces so that things just work smoothly on their end. And things like that require a very creative and a very innovative and a self-starting kind of person. So creativity is a big one on my list. If you are more of a person who needs someone to tell them what to do, that's still possible. You can still find clients who will tell you exactly how they want something done. But for the most part, it's a very creative, open-ended industry. So don't feel like you're pigeonholed into just admin type stuff. It's a very creative process and you have a lot of room to experiment and explore and find different tools that you like and find different AI tools that make your life easier. So it can be really cool and it can be a great way to learn constantly every day. And every day could be just a little bit different. So those are my kind of 6 things you need to really be a great virtual assistant. I would consider all these things soft skills. Soft skills are important because they're things like your emotional intelligence, they're things like communication skills. These are things that are going to make you a better person to work with your clients in the long run. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and thank you for sticking with me. If you have any questions, as always, leave me a comment. I am always here to answer as soon as I can. Thank you guys, and I will see you on next week's video.